Hey, 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 beautiful heart. What's vibing today? Woo, woo. All right. Dr. Danae, your friendly metaphysician. Well, friendly most of the time. Anyways, we won't go into that. All right, guys. So let's check in on the energy today. Mars is in play now in retrograde, so still lots of big energy. I have been talking to you guys since the summer about this big energy going, closing out 2022, going into 2023. We're here, guys. We are in it. We are right now in an eclipse doorway sandwich. So, yeah, we're all feeling it. We're all feeling it at different levels. So, buckle up, buttercups. We're on this ride together. It's almost like having a season pass to Cosmic Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one. And I explained this the other night in class to my members. Like the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, that has always been a favorite of me. But you know how it's on this people mover, sorry guys, I don't remember the name. Anyways, that little escalator people mover thingamabobber. And you're in these buckets, these half black dome buckets. You want to think of those as like your private little cocoon. And in that ride, it goes through all these different things. It's spinning you around, never know what to expect, this, that, and the other. Is this real? Is this not? Blah, blah, blah. Now that I've explained it in that way, doesn't it feel a bit like life? What you've been going through right now? Yeah, it does. So just strap in. We like to laugh our way through it here. I'm very transparent. I don't sugarcoat anything, but I do try to, no matter what the situation is, find the opportunity or the positive to shift and to help you guys shift. So I'm just saying all that because, yeah, we're still in for a bumpy ride. But guys, hear me out. A bumpy ride doesn't always mean negativity. I want to use this example. One of the first, back in my teenage days, I've always loved cars. I've always loved speed and engines. I was not the girl who played with Barbies. I had a ton of Barbies and all the accoutrements, but I am not that fashionista or that girl and changing outfits 50 times a day or even 3 times a day. That's not me, you guys. I was very much, you'd find me in the garage with different tools, soldering irons, working on cars, things like that. Those are my jams, and cars are really my jam. I've always loved fast cars and big 4x4s. And that's the analogy I want to use. So back in my day when we'd go four-wheeling, I lived in the Bay Area of California. So we'd go to Hollister Hills for my Cali clan, my Cali community. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I had been going to Hollister Hills for a long time. But it was 15, 16, went there specifically to go four-wheeling. So that was a choice. We all decided to do it. And it's fun. Yes, some of the trails are scarier than others. There's different, you could rock climb, mud bog, all of the different things. What's my point? Get to the point, right? The point is that was fun. It was exciting. There was a lot of unexpected things going on, but it wasn't bad. that's the point I'm trying to make. So, and when you put bigger tires on your truck, say you go from 36-inch tires to 44-inch tires, the ride is different. You feel every bump. Trying to keep that truck on the road with 44-inch super swamper tires, not easy. For those of you who don't know, I'm 5'2". I am not a very tall, big person. So it would take all my strength just to keep the truck on the road. But again, it was fun sitting above, everything, bird's eye view. So it's a different view. But again, it was a bumpy ride. Could be hair raising and scary and exhilarating all at the same time. So that's what I'm saying about this energy. We're going to get knocked around a bit. Why? Because if you're making the conscious choice to awaken and change and stop that inner critic and self-sabotage, guess what? You're up against a very worthy opponent, which is you. And your opponent, the you opponent, you have had years and years and years to perfect your old habits and the toxic ways, perfect the things that hold you back. So now that you're on a different road and you're consciously making this change, guess what? It's like being in that 4x4. You may be rock climbing, you're feeling into that, and then all of a sudden you come down the rock and boom, you didn't realize it, but you're in a mud pit. How does that mud pit translate into your daily life? The mud pit would represent being triggered or an old energy or situation coming forward. Don't qualify it good or bad. People don't realize the idle words and I know this word is probably not even a word. If you guys don't know, I make up words all the time. And I really feel this is like a combination of 2 or 3 words. But anyways, the language, the words we use, just not even realizing it. I hear this all the time, every day, in various people. Qualifying if the weather's crappy outside or rainy, like right now we have rainy gray skies. I hear a lot of people just innocently saying, oh my gosh, it's raining, it's horrible outside, or it's crummy, so it's horrible. You just qualified your day as horrible. Whoop. That's a boomerang. Strap in. You're going to have you just qualified those experiences. And don't freak out. Just reflect and look back. This was the habit. These are our daily habits and things that we don't even recognize that keep us stuck or recycling these patterns. And then the default is to say, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? You're not broken. It's not what's wrong with you. It's needing that courage to see things a different way. And something I said Thursday night in class, sometimes you'll hear something and just instantly click and be a shift you need. I know this happened for a number of the girls in class when I said, asking appropriate questions during your journey of self-mastery is one of the best things you can do. So instead of asking what's wrong with me, ask who's wrong with me. Because all of this, the old habits and stuff that are in the roots, you guys know from following me and listening to me that a lot of these old or toxic energy patterns started in childhood. It was projected energy from those that we were around. My clients hear me ask them all the time when they come to me in a session or what have you, and something's going on, I'll ask, whose voice is that? Is that really yours, or is it someone else's? So it's the same principle. All right. Number 30, horsemen, herald of change. You guys have been hearing me say daily, we are in an energy of big, big, big change, massive change. This is, for those of you that are really tuning into this energy and using it to propel forward, no matter how uncomfortable it makes you. This is massive, massive change. This isn't just, I'm changing my hairstyle, or I'm going to change my route to work, whatever. No, this is, you know what? I've really taken a look at my whole life. I've torn it all down. I buried myself in the sand. I cried, I wailed, blah, blah, blah. You know, I reached rock bottom. Now I'm saying, you know what? I don't need to live this way. I'm moving on up. You got on your horse. Look, the light rays are behind you and you're like, I'm out of here. I am going forward. I'm going to show up for myself and I'm back on the scene. I'm remembering who I am and I'm here to take back what's mine. That's that energy. Number 59, wailing tree, reconciliations. For many of you, there are going to be reconciliations on this path during this time. Now, hear me out. For those of you going, I don't want the past to come back, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes the past comes back to test us. Are you really believing your own shit? Are you really believing what you tell yourself that you've moved on, blah, blah, blah? Well, let's see. Let's throw this at you. Reconciliations, guys, doesn't mean you have to accept the person back and be back in a relationship. But this path is a path of coming back home. It's a path of unconditional love. It is a path of ease and grace. So if there has been a fallout or beef with anybody, this could be saying that this is the time to let go. Let go of resentments, let forgiveness fly free. Whatever the story was around it, just let it go. Let it go. And sometimes this reconciliation, it doesn't always mean picking up the phone and calling somebody and saying, hey, I don't know what happened with us or whatever, but I would really like us to clear the air and get everything out in the open. I just want, peace. For some of you, it may not be picking up that phone. It just may be internally saying, you know what? I send this person or these people, because for some of you, it's not just one. I send these people love and blessings. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went down, but right now, I don't need those answers because I'm heading in a new direction. Staying in that energy of, well, they did this to me, or what did they do, or why this, blah, 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 really holds me back. 28, hollow bone, teachability. Shout out to my members. I, again, just want to say it has been so beautiful and amazing to watch your transformation right in front of my eyes. And just watching you guys grow and your teachability. For those of you who aren't in the membership or may not understand what I'm saying or why this is a big deal, the work I do with my members is deep. And I'm all about getting to the root, unpacking it. Let's get the higher understanding. And so we can move on. But this is a space of a lot of nurturing. It is, the zone without the 5 human habits. where the stuff we struggle with, those parts of ourselves that we don't like or that we're embarrassed about, we don't cover them up over there. We bring them out in the open. We talk about them. And we put truth behind it. So teachability. And here's the thing. No matter your education level, how many degrees you have, whatever, none of that matters if you're not teachable. And every person on your path, there are no friends and there are no enemies. Every person on your path is a teacher, just like you're a teacher. We will forever be students and teachers. And, every day that you go through life and you learn something new, that's a day to be celebrated. Why? Because that's growth. Stagnancy stinks. There's a stench to that. And when you're stagnant, you're not learning, you're not applying, you're not doing. You're just sitting there. Usually, when you're stagnant, you've got some subconscious energy of resentment and complaining going around. Words and energy are boomerangs. I have known people, I've grown up with people who are just chronic complainers. They do not know how to not complain. I'm not saying this from judgment. I'm sure everybody knows people like this. But even when good things happen, they complain. They find a way to complain, or they look at, no matter how beautiful it is. For an example, somebody could bring them 24 beautiful long-stemmed red roses. This person's going to say, oh, that's beautiful, that's great, but gosh, did you really need to send those? How much money did you spend on that? Oh, it has thorns, I might get poked, but you get my point. All right. The Empress, 5 of coins, the world in reverse. Let me move these up and I'll show them to you. The Sun reverse, King of Wands reverse, 4 of Swords. The Empress energy. This right now, looking at the Empress looking at the 5 of coins, and the 5 of coins looking and walking towards the world in reverse. Guys, this here is saying you're starting to know better. You do need to give yourself more nurturing, more loving energy. That inner critic that is just running wild. Our intellect and altered ego could be a bucking stallion. But here's the thing, whether you realize it or not, you have been in the arena with this bucking stallion your whole life. You really do know how to calm it down. It's just every time you want to employ that and start to calm it down, it rears up even more. So you're really facing this energy of rejection, unworthiness. This is a lot of projected energy. This, for me, the 5 of Cups, really starts in childhood. Then in our adult years, it just magnifies. Guys, we all grew up under parents or guardians, caretakers, who were just trying to do their best. Most of them were matrified. They didn't come from the higher knowledge. They didn't know this information. So they passed on to us their fears, their worries, their concerns. Then, parents also want these ideas or have these ideas on, how their child's life should be, and they want better for them, blah, blah, blah. But if that child shows, and I'm just going to speak for myself and, my clients, because honestly, every single one has self-labeled themselves as the black sheep. That's not a negative thing. I know growing up, it feels like that. But now we're at this point of our lives where we're realizing, that really isn't a negative. However, altered ego will want to bring that up. especially the closer you get to a victory or a breakthrough. And this energy, when it comes up, will try to talk you out of the new, talk you out of your happiness. Because see, here's the World card in reverse. This is saying there is stuck energy. You're stagnant. And it doesn't mean that it's happening in every area of your life. It could just be one area. It could be all. But right now, there's some energy that you're entertaining that is taking away your happiness. This could even be energy of these changes coming up. You're excited for it. You're calling this in. But this is also that energy of it might not have worked out in the past, waiting for the other shoe to fall, that type of stuff. You may be feeling scared, doubtful, concerned, really getting your attention drawn back to all the things that could be horrible or bad, not going your way. That's easy to put those blinders on and forget what you're here for. Forget that you really aren't this broken, fractured person. What brings this up is a lot of the intellect, the thoughts around how things have been, because we have the Four of Swords again here. And with Mars in retrograde now, yeah, this is a lot of energy of self-reflection, pushing through that comfort zone. Because outside of the comfort zone, literally, is where the magic happens. Guys, you know, I'm a Taurus. I'm a fixed sign. We, by nature, don't like change. We like comfort. We like luxury. So I get it. Stepping out of your comfort zone isn't easy. But, you know, here's the thing. If you're always inside, not talking to anybody and sitting on your couch, expecting the universe to, you know, act like Santa, come down your chimney and bring you your gift or your present while you're sitting there eating the cookies and the hot cocoa, guess what? Come next weekend, you're probably going to still be sitting there in the same energy, but now you got more resentment and stories going around on why Santa hasn't shown up. And, you know, you were 6 years old, you didn't get this toy. This is why your whole life has been that way, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not dismissing anybody. These are the things that altered ego does. And, you know, when we start to come out of it, then we can look back and go, oh, okay. Intentions are power. The miracle you seek is within you, and the ego cannot truly know anything. It can't. The ego is a program. And if you guys need more understanding on ego, inner child, shadow, altered ego, all of those things, I do have a mini immersion course. For those of you who aren't aware, the immersion is my deep dive. It is really a mentorship. It is, I used to call it a course, but those of you who have taken it, you guys know it is so much more than a course. It really is, it's a deep dive. It's a mentorship. If you really want to radically change your life and self-master and become your own self-master and self-mastery, you want to check that out. But I do have the mini version up there because the full immersion mentorship, when I roll it out again, I did one this year. I usually do one a year. This time for 2023, it is going to be at minimum a 6 to 8 month membership or mentorship, because it is very deep and intense. But anyways, I don't even know why I went off on that. Sorry. All right. Let's see. And guys, thank you so much. You guys are keeping me busy. I love you guys. It's an honor for you guys to trust me to look into your energy and provide guidance and teachings on this path. My latest course, the Narcissistic Playbook, has been released. It is the first link in the description box below. It is a self-led course with audio, so you could check that out there. And today, it's Sunday, I do my membership VIP lounge on Sundays. For today, we are going to make it available. The audio is going to be available on my podcast. So if you guys want to listen in on what we do on Sundays, I'm going to post that as part of the podcast so you guys can listen in and hopefully get something out of it. All right. Nothing is yet set in stone. Absolutely not. So for some of you, those situations that have your panties in a twist and you're really stressing and worrying over it, are you in your head with the stories as if it's already come to pass? I'm here to tell you it's not. It is mutable. It can be changed. Surrender to the divine, full moon. And we're heading into a full moon on November 8th. That's coming up. Take time to breathe out. Yeah. Do a quick inventory on your body and ask your body, where am I holding stuck energy? Where does there seem to be tight knots or aches and pains, what have you? Let your body show you so you can start releasing that. Patience. Manifestations are on the way. Whoop, 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 whoop. Moving on. Endings that bring healthy beginnings. Yeah. All right, you guys. I hope you found something valuable out of this. As always, I am sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. And if you would like a private session with me, jump over to my website. The links are in the description box below. And go ahead and get on my books. All right, beautiful. As always, I am sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. Namaste.